Joining me now is Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House and Fox News contributor. Newt, you did get the sense yesterday that there were a whole lot of Democrats who were just a tad disappointed that they didn't have that scene, I think, that they were hoping for, of some type of unrest in the streets.
Well, I think the Democrats were desperate to have Trump behave in some kind of angry, hostile manner and to have him call out his supporters to recreate a sense of, civil unrest or riot or whatever. In that sense, I thought that Trump was amazingly disciplined, came across exactly right, indicated clearly that he was subordinate to the law, and that while he thought this whole indictment was an absurdity, he nonetheless was not in any way going to encourage people to go outside the law. Then I thought his speech last night was extraordinarily well written and well delivered. And again, it was a tone of reasonableness, a tone of talking about the accurate history of the last couple of years and just how bad the left has been. So I think probably the left tonight is a little frustrated because they may begin to sink into them. They may just have guaranteed he'll be the Republican nominee. I mean, when even Mitt Romney and Jeb Bush and others come out and say this is wrong, you're seeing sort of a consolidation of Trump versus a corrupt establishment. That could have huge implications, both for the nomination and for the general election.
Newt, do you disagree that the Democrats are going to make this election, in their mind, not a referendum on Biden, which it obviously has to be, but a referendum on Trump? Because if it's a referendum on Biden, it's hard to see that they can win. But if it's a referendum on Trump, they think they can get enough of their same supporters out to win in Pennsylvania, win in Arizona, win in Georgia, et cetera.
Yeah, look, I think if you're the Democrats and you're looking at a failed Biden administration, you're looking at extremists in the House and Senate, you're looking at policies you can't defend back home, you need something to take people's attention away from reality. The problem they've got is normal, everyday Americans sit down at the kitchen table, they look at their family budget, they look at the cost of gasoline, they look at the disaster on the border, they worry about crime in their neighborhood. None of those things fit what the Democrats wish they were focused on. And I think, frankly, the more calm and the more reasonable that Trump is, the harder the Democrats' problem is. That's why I thought yesterday was a very significant moment. He didn't rant and rave. He didn't try to arouse his supporters. He very calmly went into court. He very calmly gave a talk that was disciplined and orderly. If he strips away the weaknesses they want to attack, the Democrats have nothing left to campaign on.
Well, yesterday, the J.P. Morgan CEO, Jamie Dimon, released his annual report to shareholders, Newt. And here's how ABC News reported it. Dimon is optimistic about the economy despite recession fears. Positives are huge. Well, Newt, ABC must have glossed over the section of the report entitled Evaluating and Managing the Economic and Geopolitical Risks. And it reads that the current economy is pretty good, but storm clouds ahead. Potential trouble brewing from unprecedented fiscal spending, quantitative tightening, and geopolitical tensions, preparing for what may be a new and uncertain future. Newt, they are desperate in the media to try to rebrand this economy as evolving and not slowing.
Look, I think you have to start with the idea that the elite media is simply the publicity arm of the Biden administration. They are pure propaganda. They have no interest in the facts. Remember, the New York Times and the Washington Post got Pulitzer Prizes for reporting total falsehoods about what turned out to be the Russian hoax. And they didn't give back their Pulitzer Prizes. They were quite happy to keep them. So you just have to start every morning with the idea these are the equivalent of Pravda and Izvestia in the old Soviet Union. They're the party line. They tell you what they want you to believe. But the average American goes out and they look at reality. They go to the grocery store. They go to the gas station. They look at the crime rate in their city. They look at the number of people coming across the border illegally.
Newt, I don't mean to interrupt you, but they looked at that in 2022, and they elected John Fetterman, and they elected Katie Hobbs in Arizona. So in 2 years, we got to get enough of those voters to switch and become Republicans. Yes.
Sure.
Because it was bad. It was bad last November too.
Look, I think the key to that is to recognize that our consultants are mostly totally out of touch with reality. They're running obsolete campaigns.
Yeah.
Everywhere the Republicans ran positive campaigns with positive solutions, like in Iowa and Florida, they won huge landslides.
All right, Newt, great to see you tonight, as always.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.